Censor Board Chairperson Leela Samson resigns on clearance of the film Messenger of God featuring controversial Dera Sacha Sauda chief Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh. Government refused charges of interference. Naveen Jindal challenges coal ordinance clause in Delhi High Court, which changes end use of 11 coal blocks in Odisha. Court issues notice to government to file a reply today. New Chief Election Commissioner of India, H.S. Brahma, assumes charge, says his priority is to ensure free and fair elections in Delhi. Japanese Foreign Minister Fumio Kishida reaches New Delhi on a 3-day India visit, will attend the Indo-Japan Strategic Dialogue meeting to review status of the bilateral agreements. And US Secretary of State John Kerry will hold talks with French President François Hollande today in the wake of Paris attacks. Kuwaiti Islamists protest against Charlie Hebdo cartoon. Hello and welcome to DD News. I am Sidhant Sibal and now the news in details. Leela Samson has resigned as the chairperson of the Central Board of Film Certification amid reports that controversial film Messenger of God featuring Dera Sacha Sauda chief Gurmeet Ram Rahim in a lead role has been cleared by the Film Certification Appellate Tribunal. Censor Board Chief Leela Samson said she has decided to resign. Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting Rajyavardhan Singh Rathore has said that the final call in a film screening is of the Film Certification Appellate Tribunal. He said that there is no interference or coercion in the process. He added that Leela's resignation is a personal choice and therefore government has no reaction on it.
फाइनल जो कॉल होती है वो एफकैट की होती है, एपलेट ट्राइब्यूनल की, और जो ये अभी जो फिल्म जिसकी चर्चा चल रही है, अगर वो एफकैट द्वारा जो भी उस पर निर्णय लिया जाएगा तो वो सभी को स्वीकारित होना चाहिए। ये एक गवर्नमेंट की पॉलिसी गाइडलाइंस के हिसाब से है और इसमें किसी ने कोई इंटरफेरेंस या कोअर्शन नहीं करा, और अगर जो चेयरपर्सन ऐसा समझती हैं तो सरकार के सामने वो पेश करें कोई चिट्ठी या कोई एसएमएस जहां पर उनको किसी पर दबाव डाला जा रहा है। अब अगर चेयरपर्सन अपना रिजिग्नेशन देती हैं तो वो उनकी निजी इच्छा है और इसमें सरकार का हमारा कोई रिएक्शन नहीं है इसमें।
Hari Shankar Brahma today assumed charge as the Chief Election Commissioner. After taking over the new responsibility, Brahma said that conducting free and fair election in Delhi is his immediate priority. Senior-most Election Commissioner H.S. Brahma was elevated as the Chief Election Commissioner after V.S. Sampath demitted office yesterday on attaining the age of 65 years. After Brahma's appointment, government will set in motion the process to appoint an election commissioner to fill a vacancy in the 3-member body. Brahma will have a tenure of slightly over 3 months till April 19th. He assumed charge as one of the 3 election commissioners on August 25th, 2010.
रहेगा, हमारा जबरदस्त एम रहेगा कि हम ये जो इलेक्शन होगा दिल्ली का और जो बाकी बाई इलेक्शन होगा इंक्लूडिंग 1 पार्लियामेंट्री कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी का, वो इलेक्शन को हम जबरदस्त अच्छी तरह से हमारा फर्ज बनाएंगे। हमारा दिल्ली का जो इलेक्शन है 7 फरवरी और काउंटिंग है 10 फरवरी को, उसका बड़ा इम्पोर्टेंस है क्योंकि पूरा वर्ल्ड का जो आंखें 196 देश है हमारा, all these 196 countries of the world जो अपना UN सिस्टम में जो है हम जैसे है, so they will be looking at our Delhi election.
Well, the new CEC said that he will ensure maximum utilization of the latest technology.
डिजिटल टेक्नोलॉजी एंड इंटरनेट टेक्नोलॉजी जो अपनाएंगे और इसी द्वारा हम हमारा जो काम होता है रूटीन काम, रजिस्ट्रेशन हो या डिलीशन हो या इंफॉर्मेशन हो, कुछ भी हो, हमारा ये कोशिश रहेगा कि हमारा जो इंटरनेट टेक्नोलॉजी जो है हमारे देश में उसका अलावा जो हमारा डिजिटल टेक्नोलॉजी है उसको हम शामिल करेंगे, उसको अमल करेंगे, सो दैट आवर डिसीशंस, आवर एक्शंस, आवर रिएक्शंस एंड रिजल्ट will be faster, quicker, and more transparent.
Well, news from the court. The Supreme Court has stayed trial for 3 weeks in the Tarun Tejpal case today. Court asked the government to provide him relevant documents, and at the same time, court told Tarun Tejpal not to delay the trial. Tejpal had approached Supreme Court saying he is not being provided important documents on his case. Well, Japanese Foreign Minister Fumio Kishida has reached New Delhi on a 3-day visit. India and Japan will hold their next round of strategic dialogue during this visit. The two sides will review the status of outcomes agreed between their prime ministers. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj and her Japanese counterpart will review all the aspects of the bilateral relations and also the status of outcomes, including doubling of investment, as was agreed during Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit in September last year. The Prime Minister had undertaken a visit to Japan in September of last year, during which the country promised to give $35 billion to India over the next 5 years for development projects. The two countries had decided to enhance cooperation in defense and other strategic areas and also signed 5 pacts covering defense exchanges, cooperation in clean energy, roads and highways, healthcare and women, while vowing to take their relationship to a newer level. Well, more news. An explosion took place this morning at the National Gas Pipeline of GAIL near Venkateshwara College in South Delhi. The fire has been brought under control by fire tenders. GAIL officials said that the explosion and the subsequent fire occurred due to gas leakage. 2 private cars were damaged. However, no one was injured in the incident.
ये 9:35 पर हमें आग की सूचना मिली है। ये गैस अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया लिमिटेड गेल की मेन लाइन है, जिसके अंदर कहीं पर एक्सीडेंटली कोई पंचर हुआ है, गैस लीक थी, उसी में फायर हुई है और इसमें 3 प्राइवेट कार्स जो हैं वो जली हैं। किसी आदमी को कोई चोट नहीं लगी है। आग पूर्ण रूप से बुझा दी गई।
Well, polling in the first phase of the 3-stage local body election in Rajasthan is being held today. Over 1.17 crore voters eligible to exercise their franchise. Although 1,012 contestants are in the fray, 402 wards. Voting began at 8 a.m. amid high security. It will conclude at 5 p.m. Due to foggy and icy winds, the voter turnout was less in early hours. The second phase of the polls will be held on Jan the 22nd and the third phase on 1st of February. Counting of votes will be held on 5th of Feb. Well, election news from Delhi. Former IPS officer and Team Anna member Kiran Bedi joined BJP on Thursday. She will contest upcoming Delhi Assembly polls. She was inducted in the party in the presence of BJP President Amit Shah, Union Ministers Arun Jaitley and Dr. Harshvardhan in New Delhi. Welcoming her, BJP chief said her induction will strengthen the party. Shazia Elmi and Jaya Prada are also set to join the party. Take a look.
With the date for Delhi polls announced, the race to win over strong contenders is heating up, and the BJP seems to have taken the lead, going all out to put together a dream team. The party's bid to put the battle against corruption in the forefront of its election campaign got a shot in the arm, with Delhi's best-known former cop and former Team Anna member Kiran Bedi joining it. The announcement was made at a press conference where she shared the dais with the BJP President Amit Shah and Finance Minister Arun Jaitley. Amit Shah said Bedi would contest the elections but refused to comment on whether she would be fielded against Aam Aadmi Party President Arvind Kejriwal or whether she would be the BJP's chief ministerial candidate, saying that was a decision for the party's parliamentary board to take.
किरण बेदी जी ने आज भारतीय जनता पार्टी में प्रवेश किया है। वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी की ओर से चुनाव भी निश्चित लड़ेगी। मुख्यमंत्री कौन बनेगा वो फैसला पार्लियामेंट्री बोर्ड का अधिकार क्षेत्र है। पार्लियामेंट्री बोर्ड इसका निर्णय करेगा।
Finance Minister Arun Jaitley welcomed Kiran Bedi to the party, saying that her rich experience in governance and public life will help the party.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी को ऐसे अनुभवी और विश्वसनीय व्यक्ति के साथ शामिल होने से काफी शक्ति और ताकत मिलेगी।
Kiran Bedi pitched her leadership credentials and credited Prime Minister Narendra Modi's inspirational leadership for her decision to join politics.
आज मैं यहाँ हूँ उनकी इंस्पिरेशनल लीडरशिप की वजह से। साथियों, ये उनकी इंस्पिरेशनल लीडरशिप बहुत सारे भारतीयों को बदल रहा है, और अब मेरे जैसे व्यक्ति को अगर आज बदला है तो मैं समझती हूँ करोड़ों बदल चुके होंगे।
However, contrary to expectations, there was no announcement for the BJP on whether actor turned politician Jayaprada and former AAP leader Shazia Ilmi will be joining the party. While Jayaprada has said that she wanted to join the BJP, Shazia Ilmi is holding her cards close to her chest.
I really want to expose Aam Aadmi for what it is, and so I'll do whatever I can to that effect.
मैं चाहती हूँ कि बीजेपी बहुत बड़ी पार्टी है और उसमें बहुत दिग्गज लोग हैं, तो उनके निर्णय के ऊपर निर्भर रहता है। मैं साधारण कार्यकर्ता के रूप में काम करना चाहती हूँ।
Several former AAP leaders, including former Simapuri MLA Dharmendra Kohli, Farhana Anjum, Shakil Anjum and Ishrat Ali Ansari also joined the BJP. Kejriwal brushed aside the switchover of former AAP leaders to the BJP.
स्वतंत्र देश है, जिसको जिस पार्टी की आइडियोलॉजी ठीक लगती है वो वहाँ जा सकता है।
With Kiran Bedi making a maiden foray into politics, the conversion of most of Team Anna members to politics has been completed. Except Anna Hazare and Santosh Hegde, all other top members have now become politicians. While Yogendra Yadav and Prashant Bhushan are with the AAP, Bedi is with the BJP. With this, things have come full circle for most of the Team Anna members. With Anuj Yadav and Shailendra Mishra, DD News.
Well, more Delhi Assembly election news. President Pranab Mukherjee's daughter Sharmishta will make her electoral debut in Delhi as she is among the 15 candidates announced by Congress in its third list of candidates for Delhi Assembly polls. She will contest from Greater Kailash constituency in South Delhi.
Absolutely confident that I am going to win this seat. Modi wave, there is no denial that there is a very strong, kind of pro-Modi. I'm not saying pro-BJP, but pro-Modi factor. But I think the wave has now, it had already reached its peak, and now it has slowly started coming down.
The party has fielded former MLAs Veer Singh Dhingan and Vipin Sharma from Simapuri and Rohtas Nagar respectively. A number of new faces also figure in the party's third list, which took the total number of candidates announced so far to 64 for polls to the 70-member assembly. Well, big news coming. The European Parliament has adopted a resolution asking India to allow the returns of 2 Italian Marines accused of killing 2 Indian fishermen, drawing a sharp reaction from New Delhi, which termed the step as not well advised as the matter was sub judice. Taking exception to the European Parliament's decision, India said the case is being discussed between India and Italy. In the late-night development, the European Parliament in Strasbourg approved a resolution on the issue of 2 Italian Marines. The motion called for, among other things, the pair to be allowed to return to Italy and change of jurisdiction.
The case involving the 2 Italian Marines having killed 2 Indian fishermen is sub judice and is being discussed between India and Italy. The Supreme Court of India, in its ruling on 14th January, has granted 3 months extension to the Italian Marine Massimiliano Latorre for his stay in Italy on health grounds. And the other Marine, Salvatore Girone, is staying in the Italian Embassy in New Delhi. Under these circumstances, the European Parliament would have been well advised not to adopt the resolution.
So big news coming in. Now more business news. After its biggest single-day rally in over 5 years in yesterday's trade, the benchmark BSE Sensex fell over 120 points to slip below the 28,000 level in early trade today on profit booking by participants despite the country's trade deficit falling to a 10-month low in December. The 30-share barometer fell by 120 points with stocks of realty, oil and gas, IT, metals, banking, auto and FMCG sectors declining the most. The National Stock Exchange Nifty was also down by 38 points at 8,455. Meanwhile, the rupee recovered from initial losses against the American currency and was quoted higher by 6 paise to 62 on fresh selling of dollars by banks and exporters in view of strong foreign capital inflows into equity market. Meanwhile, the markets have recovered from that low, and right now BSE Sensex is trading almost up by 60 points and Nifty trading up by almost 18 points. So it's trading up and that onslaught in a sense has been washed away. More positive news for the Indian economy after surprise rate cut by the Reserve Bank of India. More good news came in for the Indian investors as trade deficit declined to 10-month low of $9.43 billion in December, mainly on account of falling imports due to slump in crude prices, though exports too have come down. Imports bill declined by 4.8% to $34.8 billion during the month, while export fell 3.8% to $25.4 billion. Oil imports during the month under review were valued at $9.94 billion, down 28.6% from $13.92 billion in the corresponding period last year. In a reflection of the concerns of buyers regarding the price volatility of the yellow metal gold, imports showed an increase from a year ago level to $1.34 billion in December, but it is a substantial decline from the previous month. Well, seeking to increase insurance penetration in the country, the Reserve Bank of India has allowed banks to act as brokers for insurers, set up their own subsidiaries and also undertake referral services for multiple companies. In the guidelines for entry of banks into insurance business, Reserve Bank of India said that the banks may undertake insurance agency or broking business departmentally or through subsidiary. The banks have also been allowed to set up subsidiaries and joint venture companies for undertaking insurance business with risk participation. They can also act as corporate agents without seeking prior approval from the Reserve Bank of India. However, they will have to comply with the IDA guidelines. There are 52 insurance companies operating in India, of which 24 are in the life insurance business and 28 are in general insurance business. Well, news from the aviation sector, cash-strapped SpiceJet's original promoter Ajay Singh has returned to the airline with a long-term plan entailing an investment up to 1,500 crore rupees as the Maran families agreed to cede control with transfer of over 53% stake in the airlines. In the airline from the Maran family as part of the deal approved by the SpiceJet board, Singh would get 53.48% stake, currently worth over 500 crore rupees. An open offer for purchase of further 26% from public shareholders will be made if asked by the market regulator SEBI. Kalanidhi Maran-led Sun Group would also infuse 80 crore rupees in the loss-making airlines following conversion of their warrants, which would give them a 10% minority stake. The fresh lease of life marks the third change of ownership for the airline, which was founded in 2005 by Singh along with the London-based Kangsara family of Indian origin. Well, time to take a look at some international news in our international wrap.
Two suspected militants died in anti-terror raid in Belgium. Belgian television reports that a third person who was seriously injured in the raid in Verviers had been arrested. No police or members of the public were harmed and the area around the train station has been cordoned off. Witnesses in Verviers reported hearing heavy gunfire for several minutes and at least 3 explosions. Media also reports the terror group was returning from Syria and had been about to launch large-scale attacks. Belgian Prime Minister Charles Michel later said the security operation shows the government's determination to fight those who want to spread terror. In a protest against French satirical magazine Charlie Hebdo for a cartoon, dozens rallied outside the French embassy in Kuwait on Thursday. They were carrying banners in Arabic, French and English condemning the magazine, which was the target of a deadly attack last week. Dozens of members of the security forces stood guard at the embassy near the capital Kuwait city and prevented protesters from coming closer to the building. The demonstrators later dispersed peacefully. The Kuwaiti government has strongly condemned the terrorist attack against the French magazine and expressed condolences to the families of the victims. US Secretary of State John Kerry is in France to share a big hug for Paris, hours after funerals were held for 5 of the 17 people killed in last week's jihadist attacks. Religious leaders of Catholics Pope Francis condemned any killing in God's name. He, however, insisted on limits to freedom of speech and said other people's religion could not be insulted or mocked. The Pope made the comments in relation to attacks by Islamists on the offices of French satirical weekly Charlie Hebdo last week, killing around 12 people and 5 that were killed in subsequent attacks. Aboard a plane traveling from Sri Lanka to the Philippines, Pope told reporters that to kill in the name of God is an absurdity. But the 70-year-old pontiff also said each religion has its dignity and there are limits. World Health Organization has expressed optimism after fresh figures showed the 3 West African countries ravaged by Ebola had all seen a clear drop in new cases of the deadly virus. The latest numbers show that Liberia last week reported its lowest number of new cases since early June, while Guyana and Sierra Leone both saw the fewest new cases since August. Around 21,000 people have so far been infected with Ebola since the outbreak began just over a year ago, and nearly 8,500 of them have died. World's famous 87th Academy Awards nominations is announced satirical drama Birdman and whimsical crime caper The Grand Budapest Hotel lead this year's Oscar race, winning 9 nods each, including Best Picture and Director. The Imitation Game closely followed with 8 nominations, while Boyhood and American Sniper also included in the list. The Indian film Youngistan starring Jackie Bhagnani is out of the Oscar race. Oscar Award winner A.R. Rahman is also not on the list of Academy Awards. The Academy Awards will be announced in all 24 categories on 22nd February in the Dolby Theatre in Hollywood.
Well, cricket news, not much time is left for the start of the World Cup, but before that, teams are playing ODI series that will see an interesting battle of surpassing one another in the rankings. In the upcoming tri-series, Australia and India will fight to get the top spot in the rankings. Not only this, following its 5-0 home victory over Sri Lanka in November, reigning world champion India will be bidding to gain further momentum and become the only third side in the ICC Cricket World Cup history to successfully defend its title after West Indies and Australia.
Australia and India will have the chance to put daylight between one another at the top of the ICC ODI team rankings when they compete alongside England in a tri-series which starts in Sydney on Friday. Friday's opening clash at the SCG will see Australia host England, with Michael Clarke's men keen to edge a point clear of MS Dhoni's side at the top of the ODI team rankings. It will be a dress rehearsal for the eagerly anticipated ICC Cricket World Cup 2015 opening match, which will see the same sides play each other in exactly 30 days' time in Melbourne. Following its 5-0 home series victory over Sri Lanka in November, reigning champion India will be bidding to gain further momentum and became only the third side in ICC Cricket World Cup history to successfully defend its title, after West Indies in 1975 and 1979 and Australia, who won the coveted prize 3 times in succession between 1999 and 2007. Meanwhile, South Africa, bidding to lift the 50-over title for the first time after reaching the semi-finals when Australia and New Zealand last hosted the ICC Cricket World Cup back in 1992, welcomes West Indies to Durban on Friday in the first of the 5-match ODI series. Proteas captain AB de Villiers is in pole position in the batting ranking on 887 points, and the 30-year-old Proteas holds a 25-point advantage over second-place Indian batsman Virat Kohli, with Hashim Amla 1 place further back in third spot. There are several permutations that could emerge over the coming weeks, as New Zealand and Sri Lanka are also battling it out in a 7-match series, with the Black Caps currently holding 1-0 lead. After the series, the New Zealand will complete its ICC Cricket World Cup preparations when it plays host to Pakistan, who lifted the World Cup trophy back in 1992. Sports Desk, DD News.
Well, continuing with the sports news, top Indian shuttlers PV Sindhu, P. Kashyap, Sai Parinath and Ajay Jairam registered victories even as the doubles team bidust in the Malaysian Masters Grand Prix Gold in Kunching on Thursday. The only Indian in the women's single, Sindhu breezed past Ho Min Kim of Korea 21-14, 21-12 to reach the quarterfinals. However, Kashyap struggled past Christy Jontan of Indonesia 13-21, 22-20, 21-12. Kashyap, who is seeded third here, was off color on Thursday. The Commonwealth Games men's singles champion will now face Derek Wong of Indonesia in the pre-quarterfinals. Earlier, Ajay Jairam produced a minor upset by knocking out the 9th-seeded Rumbaka of Indonesia 23-21, 17-21, 24-22 in the first round match, which was postponed to Thursday. Jairam came back a few hours later to shuttle out Mahbub of Indonesia 21-9, 21-15. Interestingly, Jairam will face his compatriot Aditya Prakash in the third round today. Well, Yuki Bhamri kept his hope of making the Australian Open singles main draw alive after scoring a straight set victory over higher ranked Nishioka in the qualifying event. The 314th ranked Indian dispatched Nishioka 7-6, 6-3 in 1 hour and 40 minutes in the second round contest. Yuki saved as many as 7 break chances on his severe against the Japanese, who is ranked 165 in the world. Yuki is up against America's Chase Buchanan. Time for the recap of the main headlines now. Censor Board Chairperson Leela Sampson resigns on clearance of the film Messenger of God, featuring controversial data such as Hawla Chief Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh. Government refutes charges of interference. Naveen Jindal challenges Coal Ordinance Clause in Delhi High Court, which changes end use of 11 coal blocks in Odisha. Court issues notice to government to file a reply today. New Chief Election Commissioner of India, H.S. Brahma, assumed charge, says his priority is to ensure free and fair elections in Delhi. Japanese Foreign Minister Fumio Kishida reaches New Delhi on a 3-day India visit, will attend the Indo-Japan Strategic Dialogue meeting to review the status of bilateral agreements. And US Secretary of State John Kerry will hold talks with French President François Hollande today in the wake of the Paris attacks with the Islamist protests against Charlie Hebdo cartoon. Well, that's all in this edition. Thanks for watching. Namaskar.